What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Justice Falls. We're back at it again in another video, and today we're talking about the star of the gaming world, Ninja, the very controversial, famous, sometimes some call him infamous, Ninja. But before we talk about him, I just want to remind you guys that do have a website. It is justicefalls.com, www.justicefalls.com. On that site, I have my latest and greatest content. I have my music. I have all of my other socials. You can hit me up on. I have merch on there as well. This is the last shirt that came in. I have another T-shirt. I got 2 hoodies and I got 2 masks. So you guys can go and check that out. My podcast is called The Justice Falls Experiment. This is the merch, JFE. You guys can check that out as well. And without further ado, let's just get to the video. Alright, so gaming star Ninja sparked a lot of controversy with his statements on kids and racism. And obviously it's not his first time in the hot seat. So if you know who Ninja is, he's literally like the biggest gaming streamer in the world. Like he's been doing it for a lot of years actually. And he's been under scrutiny. He said the N-word on stream. He's called little kids, all sorts of names outside of their name and derogatory terms. He said the N-word multiple times actually on stream, and he gave his little, what I believe was half-hearted apology. So, I saw this, and I seen some other YouTubers covering it, and I'm just like, let me jump on this because, as a black man in America, I feel that I have a unique perspective on the term of racism and the type of words that are used in these chats, in these streams. It's part of why I haven't been streaming much. I've only done one stream since I started back on my content creating journey last May. But I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna change that. I'm probably gonna stream today, for all I know. And yeah, so that's how that goes. But yeah, so Ninja, basically he was interviewed by the New York Times, and he was sharing his thoughts on parenting and other things of that nature. And like I mentioned, he had a long history of controversial statements and behaviors, from outbursts, refusing to play games with women, like stupid stuff. So basically, we're just gonna go to his quotes. So for one of his quotes, when he was asked about interactions in the chat and things of that nature, he said, you want to know who your kid is? Blevins, his name is like Tyler Blevins, that's his name. He said, you want to know who your kid is? Listen to him when he's playing video games when he thinks you're not. Here's the thing. How does a white kid know he has white privilege if his parents never teach him and don't talk about racism? See, the problem with that statement is that just because you don't know something and you're not aware of it doesn't mean that you're not displaying it. And you being a grown man, you being a streamer, knowing what racism is and knowing how detrimental using the N-word is, especially for people who aren't colored, you should have the mindset to be where, like, okay, I'm not these kids' parents, but I could take 2 seconds while I'm playing the game and say, hey, that's not a word you should be using in the chat. You tell your moderators, you got like 15 moderators to help you. Sit down with your moderators and tell them we not gonna tolerate this type of behavior in our chat. Ban the word. Put a little auto message in there in the chat. It's plenty of things you could do. I feel like he just made an excuse, because I think at some point he said, oh, when I hear that word, the N word, or my chat, I just think people are trying to troll me because when he said it back in the day. But that's not the first thing you should think of. Like, being that you know you messed up from before, something should in your mind should trigger you to do the right thing. To be like, yo, you know, that's not a cool word. I know I got caught saying it. That's more of a reason for you guys to not say it. You know, that word caused a lot of pain and suffering to a lot of people. And, you know, you guys shouldn't say it. It takes it just took me, 5 seconds to say that? And ban people in the chat, silence them, and let them know why. I've seen many other streamers do that on stream. Black, white, Asian streamers, like, yo, that's not cool. You know, but a lot of these streamers, especially people like him, they only care about their bottom line. They don't really care about teaching nobody nothing. And it's not your responsibility, per se, to do that. But you can take an opportunity to do the right thing. You don't have to sit there and have a whiteboard in back of you teaching the history of the N-word and what black people went through and why that's not a proper word. And not even just the N-word, like just, you know, other offensive terms. And you don't have to break out the textbooks and things of that nature. But you can say a few words. A few words goes a long way, you know, especially from somebody with that kind of influence. So, you know, I just think this whole interview, he kind of missed the ball here. If you want to read it, it's on the inside, or just type in ninja racism, things of that nature, and this article will pop up if you want to read the whole thing. I'm not gonna read the whole thing. He got ripped to shred on Twitter. You know, people just just you just read it here, like people just going nuts on him because it's just like, I understand that under online people don't raise your kids, but if you just sit in if your kids are using their leisure time, or most of their time, if they're using most of their time to play video games and be on stream, that's unless they're trying to go ahead and get paid for it, and you're not monitoring them, that's a problem. But you know, you shouldn't. Yeah, there's some people defending him. I guess this is his wife or his sister or anything like that. But nah, you can't do that. You can't sit there and try to cover up what he did. I'm not even going to get into that side of it. You know, he said a lot of controversial things. He has missed the boat plenty of times to try to shut down people in his chat being sexist, homophobic, and racist in his chat. I've watched the streams. To me, honestly, he a boring streamer. I don't know how he got that big. I understand he's really good at the game, but to me, he's just a boring streamer. That might be a hot take, but that's just my opinion. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that feels that way. I don't understand how he got that big. I guess when you're doing it for so long and you're that good at the game, I guess that's enough to get you where you need to be. But, you know, what I look for in a streamer, I don't see it in him. So I don't really watch him like that. But, excuse me, I make it my business to look at these people who are considered the elites, the big streamers, to see how they're doing it and see how I can, I don't know, incorporate that into my game. But I don't really see anything from this guy that I can incorporate into my streams, other than like being good at a game. But I'm good at games, so I don't need to. That's already in my DNA as a gamer. But yeah, it's just a missed opportunity here for him to step out and really like be a positive voice in the community, in the gaming community, and like condemn, you know, racism and things of that nature. You know, he just seems like in the interview he just got real defensive about it, and I think that's really corny. But this is who people decide to follow and put up there and give sneakers and mad money and donations to. But you know, he's still wrong. But anywho, that's enough about this. You guys already know the vibes. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. This is your boy Justice Falls, and we out. One.